AU.S. Debt default means that the government would stop paying the money it owes to bondholders, who are investors that lend money to the government by buying Treasury bonds. This would reduce the value of the bonds and cause interest rates to spike all over the world, affecting the cost of borrowing and doing business for everyone. The economy would shrink and lose jobs, and many people and institutions that depend on government support or hold U.S. debt could suffer or fail. But what are the potential consequences of a default for millions of Americans and businesses who rely on federal payments, such as Social Security benefits, Medicaid providers, federal salaries, veterans benefits, SNAP benefits, and more? Let's take a look at some of the possible scenarios. First, if the U.S. defaults on its debt obligations, payments could end up being delayed weeks or even months, resulting in delayed assistance to millions of families in the country's largest anti-hunger program. According to CBS News, about 42 million people receive SNAP benefits, which help them buy groceries each month. Without these benefits, many low-income households would face food insecurity and hunger. Second, a default would also endanger the payments of Social Security benefits, which are a lifeline for about 65 million retirees, disabled people, and survivors. According to the White House Council of Economic Advisors, CA, Social Security payments could be delayed by nearly 2 weeks in November if the debt limit is not raised or suspended by October. This would cause hardship and anxiety for millions of seniors who depend on these checks to pay their bills and expenses. Third, a default would put at risk the payments of Medicare and Medicaid providers, who deliver health care services to about 150 million Americans. According to CA, Medicare payments could be delayed by up to a month in November if the debt limit is not resolved. This would disrupt the cash flow and operations of hospitals, doctors, nursing homes, and other health care providers who serve Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries. Some providers might have to reduce their services or close their doors altogether. Fourth, a default would jeopardize the payments of federal salaries, which support about 2 million civilian employees and 1.4 million active-duty military personnel. According to CA, federal salaries could be delayed by up to 3 weeks in November if the debt limit is not lifted or suspended. This would affect not only the income and well-being of federal workers and their families, but also the delivery of essential public services such as national defense, law enforcement, education, and environmental protection. Fifth, a default would threaten the payments of veterans' benefits, which help about 20 million veterans and their dependents with health care, disability compensation, pensions, and education. According to CA, veterans' benefits could be delayed by up to 4 weeks in November if the debt limit is not addressed. This would harm the health and dignity of veterans who have served and sacrificed for our country. These are just some examples of how a U.S. debt default would affect American households and businesses who rely on federal payments. A default would also have broader impacts on the financial system, the global economy, and the U.S. reputation as a safe and reliable borrower. That's why it is crucial that Congress acts swiftly and responsibly to raise or suspend the debt limit before it's too late.